You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world, and show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to Jeff when we got the fans, gonna put their knowledge to the test, gonna laugh and memes, gonna live the dream, gonna show you things you've never seen, gonna sing the song to the break of dawn, gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world, and show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I think I had everybody muted still. My bad. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the show. What episode are we on, Figsy?
Welcome to the show, guys. Tonight we have 2Old4Gaming back on the show. Sandeep, welcome back to the podcast, man.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Woo! Welcome back, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
So,
thanks for having me.
we received your book a couple of weeks ago, and I know a lot of people around the world are receiving your PS3 book at the moment. It's really exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It's been, I was working on it for the last year approximately, so to have it kind of out now in people's hands is being great, is really good.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
See it
Congrats,
come to
man.
fruition like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Figsy's showed me some photos. Looks like it came out really quality too. Like the material you use and everything else. It looks really nice.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of it. And you know, it's got to give a shout out to Jason Madison, my designer. So, you know, it's his eye for detail that's really kind of made it special as well. But no, it's really great. It's just to have it out and have it kind of available is very cool.
That's
And
awesome,
not just
man.
that, I'm loving seeing the really positive reception it's getting among the community. Everyone seems to be really loving it, which is good, and it must feel really good as the author to see that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's, to be honest, it's just right now I just feel more anxious that to make sure everyone has it, because every now and again you get a message from someone saying, "Oh, I haven't received it yet." It's like okay, it's coming. You know, it's like give it the time. It's, you know, those are the things that I really just want to make sure everything's resolved. Everyone's got it. Everyone's happy. That's the main thing.
It's really cool.
Sending stuff to countries all around the world, and it's not just a little item, it's a heavy book. I'm imagining that there are going to be some mix-ups and mishaps that are going to happen. And have anything like that occurred?
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, not a massive number compared to the number sent, but there was one guy yesterday who said his parcel's now been shipped back to the UK because they say he wasn't home, and he was home. One guy actually sent me a crazy picture today. His box was like literally, if you guys can see it, like sliced in a kind of in an arc shaped, which is crazy. And the book's obviously got damaged, and it's just I don't know how that could happen in the post, but you know, it's like it looked like almost a knife slashed it. So yeah, it happens, you know, and I just got to sort it out with the fulfillment company and make sure everyone's kind of made right and everything.
Yeah, I had
Sorry, Charles.
I had pre-ordered a game like 3 months ago, like a Binding of Isaac board game, and when it came, the entire side of the box was a huge hole in it, and surprisingly, stuff was missing out of the package. They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I took a picture." I'm like, "What do you think happened?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a hole in the box like this big.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry,
that's sad.
I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy. Good.
And that's the thing with mail. Like, you can send 100 things with as much protection as you can, but you're still going to find that 3 or 4 or even 5 are still going to turn up damaged or lost or missing.
Yeah.
Stolen,
exactly.
like Joe just said. You know, these things happen. With the
I
mail.
know. It's tough to manage it all, but yeah, at least majority seems like it's fine. You know, getting good feedback, which is great.
Nice. And that leads us to your future project that you're working on, the Unofficial PlayStation magazine. So I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, so I mean, so I've written kind of my books about the PlayStation Vita, and obviously this one about the PS3. I'm just a massive fan of PlayStation, and it actually kind of the inspiration came from the Sacred Symbols podcast with Colin Moriarty. They were talking about how there wasn't much coverage or print coverage of retro PlayStation. And I kind of thought, I could do that. So I put together the magazine, and it's all done. So it's literally all done. It's off to the printers. This was one of the test prints. And so it'll be a 60-page magazine covering kind of reviews of classic games on PlayStation Plus, retrospectives on games, interviews, all that kind of stuff. Just really kind of focus on classic PlayStation. But for all the discontinued consoles from PS1, PS2, PS3, PSP, and Vita. That's kind of the time period, the coverage of the magazine. But yeah, the Kickstarter ended. I think it was just last week. So successfully funded really quickly. It's off at the printers, so I should be starting to pack and post it in just about a week from now.
Nice, that's really exciting, man.
Yeah,
good luck.
yeah.
I hope it goes just as well as the books have, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to any issue 2. I'm already working on it. It's for the first magazine, I did kind of a feature about all the launch games on the PS1. And so for the second one, I'm doing it for the PS2. For the PS1, I was doing all the games that came out in North America and Europe, which was 15 games. For PS2, it was 33 games. So for the last 2 months, playing 33 games, not to completion, but just to experience them all. But that was a bit of a slog towards the end. It's like I'm really not in the mood to play these, but I just need to kind of test everything out. Especially some of them just were not good.
And I'm sure like 8 or 9 of those games were sport games because all the annual sport games got thrown into the launch title.
Yeah. They weren't bad. Like FIFA was good actually, playing it then. SSX was really good. But then you had like RPGs like Evergrace from Software or Summoner. Can't remember who the developer was, but they were just like they just didn't play well. They don't hold up at all today. And so that was a bit of a slog trying to play those for a couple of hours and just thinking, this is not great in terms of RPGs.
So that's I was just gonna say, like, I love the PS1 is like my favorite in particular, and like I for a minute there I was like, I'm gonna get all the long boxes because those were like
yeah.
And then I did a little research and I'm like, nope, this game what? Like a lot of them. I mean, there's some good ones. I do have a few, but there's so many that I'm like, it's a little rough. Maybe I'll pass on that one.
Yeah. I can understand that.
PS2 probably had a pretty damn good lineup. I bet there was a lot of decent stuff.
In terms of the launch games?
Yeah, I bet those probably
there were some good ones. I think there's some that really hold up, like Tekken Tag Tournament and Dead or Alive 2, which is both of them were really good games, and they're still easy to play now. Yeah. There was Street Fighter EX3, but I think the fighting games kind of hold up quite well. I think it's the 3D games where it kind of goes a little bit wrong sometimes, in terms of frame rate and performance and everything as well. You didn't have many 2D games, like even in the PS1 there weren't many 2D games there, but I feel like there was what was it called? I'm going to kill myself. There was a really good Rapid Reload on the PS1, which was kind of like a scrolling shooter. It was awesome, really fun. Really enjoyed that one.
One of the characters
PS1 was really that Polygon era where they really 3D is a thing. We're gonna do everything we can to put it in games, even if it's bad or doesn't look good. We'll just try it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a policy for Sony. Is they in North America they did not want to release any 2D games. Like they were really against it. That's why there aren't many. Like Mega Man X7 or whatever, it probably was like a nightmare to get that released. They probably didn't want to do that. But if you look in Europe and Japan, they did get more of those types of games, especially Japan, because they were still really popular. Like there's lots of sprite work in a lot of those games that we didn't get. But yeah, that was like a thing. That's why like you said, like they almost shoehorned 3D into games. That's why you got that 2.5D. Like Klonoa is a 2D game, but it's not because they were like, it's gotta be 3D and it's gotta have the thing. And so I wish they didn't do that, to be honest with you. Because I'm such a fan of sprite work and the beautiful artwork that came from the generation before. I'm like, no, please just do that. With nice cinematics and some nicer music and some voice acting, I'm totally cool with just upgrading that, which they did on some of the RPGs. But
I mean, well, Castlevania Symphony of the Night was amazing on PS1.
Oh yeah,
that was just one of my favorite games ever. It's brilliant,
and it still holds up today as one of
yeah.
the best games of all time. And
Definitely.
in particular, that PS1 version.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, there weren't enough 2D games on those consoles, but no, it was really good. And so obviously issue 3, I'll be doing PSP, so I'll be trying out all of those games as well. But I feel like there were some really good games on the PSP, so I'm kind of more looking forward to it than the PS2 lineup.
I'm quite familiar with the PS3 lineup, so you're excited for that. It's like Ridge Racer 7. You got the original Resistance,
Genji.
Army of 2. There's definitely some really good launch titles. You had I'm pretty sure Lair was a launch title, but
yes, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, that one doesn't look great today graphically, but
apparently once they updated the game and playing it without the 6-axis controller, but actually just playing it with the updated version is a really enjoyable experience. So.
Cool. I can't remember whether I did that. I did play it when I was writing the PS3 book. I was going to write a retrospective about it, but I think I played it with the 6th axis. I thought I should experience it to see what it's like. And yeah,
I find it so interesting, that game, because there's two different perspectives of people who played it. You either speak to people who really loved it or really hated it because of how they played it.
I think there should be more dragon riding games. I think we need more of that in our lives. We need more Panzer Dragoon. We need more all of that. I'm
Speaking of dragon riding games, I heard a rumor this week that they're doing a Spyro 4, a sequel to Spyro Year of the Dragon on PS1, true sequel, which would be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Okay, very cool.
I mean, why don't they? The Ratchet and Clank on PS5 is one of the best PS5 games, and so I would like them to make new games and put that same level of quality in there and try to utilize the system to that level. And Spyro, I think Spyro is one of the best holding games on PS1. Graphically, that still looks phenomenal. Even for a PS1 game, if you play that today, it looks gorgeous. It really does. So I think it should be brought back and made like a really something that really stands out for PS5. You should definitely do that.
Something that competes with Nintendo for kids too.
Yeah,
so Ratchet and Clank would get little kids going, I want to play that, over Mario and Spyro the Dragons and Crash Bandicoot and different titles like that, We get a lot of remakes, but remakes aren't going to get the newer generation into gaming, and remakes a nostalgic thing for us all.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll make an Astrobot 2 as well. That was brilliant on PS5.
Really utilizes the different, using that controller for the first time playing, that was an experience.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a thing now, and oh my God, I can do this. And yeah, it was just so much fun.
It was. My 10-year-old loved it. Even he's played it multiple times. He just wants to go back to it and just play it again, try and collect everything, which is cool.
Nice, that's awesome.
I'm surprised they didn't bring back Little Big Planet yet. It's another franchise I just thought that they would be.
They had Sackboy game,
they had
didn't they?
Sackboy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Sackboy Adventures? Is that?
Yeah. I haven't played it, but I've got it. But yeah, was. I guess that's the nearest thing we've got to it, really.
But does that have the same Mario Maker type thing where you can make your own levels and all that? Because that was I think one of the cooler things about that game. So.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think it was just a 3D platformer, basically. I didn't think there was any level creation.
Okay. I mean, I absolutely own it. I just don't know.
Yeah. There's too many
Speaking of launch titles, that was a PS5 launch title.
Yeah, so exactly.
That'll be one to play in the future.
Definitely.
So, Sandy, with the magazine, how frequent are you looking at releasing each episode? Is it going to be a weekly, a monthly thing?
No, every 4 months. So 3 times a year. So I'm kind of trying to balance it just with life. So if I can, I'll try and do it more frequently, but it's just being realistic about kind of kids and work and everything that, this is still kind of in my spare time. So, I thought three a year would be good and kind of almost cut the year into 3 pieces. And then it's, for now, at least that's kind of my plan, but let's see if I can get through things faster, or potentially even kind of have more people helping me with writing, then
that's what I was just going to say. I'm are you writing all of it? Because that's a lot of writing.
No. So. Yeah,
if you're reviewing like a bunch of games, and that's a lot of work, man. So.
Yeah, no. I've got kind of other people who are doing reviews and features now and again. But for every magazine, I'm doing also kind of like a big retrospective. So for issue 1, it was kind of going back, looking at the whole Gran Turismo series. Because I thought since the movie just came out, I thought it'd be kind of cool just to go back to the whole series and really kind of almost, I think I watched it like every single interview with Kaz and like, you know, read every interview and just, you know, and so the issue 2 is going to be God of War series. So for those ones, I want to kind of do them myself because I feel like they're, you know, that's kind of almost the main feature of the magazine. So I'll do that myself. But that in itself is almost like a month's worth of work just to kind of get that done. So I will have other people helping with the other smaller bits, but then I think for the big bits, it's probably still going to be me just because I feel like I want to do it and I'd like to do that.
Yeah, you're like, no, I want to play these games.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that much work.
Yeah. Although I'm so bad at Gran Turismo. I've tried all of them now, and I'm just terrible. If you see the screenshots in the magazine, you know, it's always like I'm 6th place or something like that. I'm so bad at it.
I do love the Gran Turismo games. It's a game that I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 since it came out, but
nice.
I've been playing it like once a month for like 4 hours and then put it on and do a license until I beat this one and then have a break. And I just love it. And almost got all the golds, and me and my buddy are working on all the golds in the licenses. I feel like it'd be a big achievement once they're all done. And we're up to the special ones now, so there's like 5 or 6 left.
Nice.
Dude, you should get the VR too. You should get it.
Oh,
I'm telling you. You should get VR too. Play it in VR. It's killer, buddy.
I can imagine. Yeah, that would be fun.
Ah, come on, man! If you actually play the game, I wouldn't suggest you get a VR 2 unless you actually play that game or something like that. Come on, it's a good experience, especially if you get the steering wheel and the pedal and the shifter, dude. Which is a commitment. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money at this point, but it's fun. It's worth it.
Very worth it for that 4 hours a month.
Yeah. Exactly. It'd be sweet 4 hours.
I probably play it more when my buddy comes around now, which is cool because it's it is a 2-player game, but we don't play it like that. We play it like 1 turn each, like old school 2-player. You know, it's still a game you can play with people. It's not like an RPG where you're sitting down by yourself or anything.
Yeah.
I love that though. There's like playing with friends in games, like sometimes if you're playing against your friends too much, like it's not fun. Like, you know what I mean? Someone gets pissed. Yeah. It's like almost like not, it can be fun, but too much, it's not fun. You know what I mean? Like if you play Tekken and someone whoops your ass for like 3 hours, you're like, all right, man, I'd rather like eat glass than keep playing this. Can we do something else? You know? So it's nice when so I do what you say a lot, Figsy. We'll play like a 1-player game and I'll play for like a mission or 2. And I'm like, sweet, here you go. You play for a little while. We'll take turns and just like shoot the shit and, do that a lot. Keeps things peaceful, I suppose. Well, you're working on a file together and you're trying to unlock stuff together or something. That's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Sandeep, I had some questions from people that were looking at buying your PS3 book. Is it available for sale again?
It's on the Etsy store, on my Etsy store right now. I'll send you the link afterwards, but it's available again.
Put it in the description, guys.
Awesome, thank you. I wanted to make sure I got all the backers' orders out before I start getting new orders in. I thought I just want to make sure I clear the backlog, get everyone their books, and then I can kind of give give it to new people as well. It is available again now.
Do you mind giving this advice to some of these gaming companies I buy games from? Because like
sure.
I'm pretty sure they're like just taking pre-orders to fund the stuff I paid for like 3 years ago. Like,
I know
it's like, come on, boys.
I know.
They're like, they have to have a big break to actually like make it. Otherwise, they're just going to be, all right, we're going to put another game behind, get the money for this one, and then we can put that one out. And
it's a pyramid scheme. It's all going to come crashing down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but when I
need one of their games to be worth like $1,000 and then start selling them on the side, and that's what's going to make it for them.
When I look at kind of the number of open orders I've got, then I feel more stressed than anything, thinking, oh my God, I got to get this done. I got to get it to people. That's what kind of drives me almost. So, but yeah, it's now I can get orders again, which is good.
Nice, that's awesome. And for the magazine, you said the Kickstarter was finished. Are they going to be available for order just on the Etsy store later on?
Yeah, exactly. Same though. So I'll probably about 2 weeks from now. So this one is a really quick turnaround because I only launched the Kickstarter when the magazine was done. So I'll start sending it out, and then I'll put it back on the Etsy store, and then I can sell to kind of new people as well. But I just want to make sure I cover the people who've got the existing order first. That's the main thing.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. I watched your podcast with Sacred Symbols a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's really nice, actually. Colin's just a big supporter of things like this, which is really cool. Just a really nice guy, actually.
Yeah, no, it was really good to have you on the channel and hear you speak about the different projects and everything. That was awesome. From a different perspective and not being hosting the show.
Yeah.
So I've seen Limited Run Games do like partnerships with some people who publish stuff like this. Have you ever thought about contacting any of those companies and trying to get something going with them? Because like I've seen them do like PlayStation books and Nintendo books, and they did like I think they did that guy Pat's book, this Nintendo book and stuff. So
I actually did contact them. This is years ago now. When that guy Doug was still in the company, but I didn't really hear much back. And I think that's one of the things that I think is really cool about Colin, to be fair, because he does actually reply to his emails and actually, did kind of invite me on Sacred Symbols, whereas a lot of the people in the industry, kind of whoever I emailed or sites, just kind of ignored me, to be honest. So it's I try, but it's hard as well to kind of make a breakthrough sometimes with these things.
It's a shame because their audience would absolutely love your product. It's like they got the hardcore Vita collectors. I'm sure like 50% of the people who buy Vita games from them also bought your book, and it's the same audience, so they're just missing out on potential money that they could have got, and making a partnership and lost sales and everything. So
that's exactly what I thought as well. Actually, I was saying when I kind of contacted Doug, like this, they obviously have all the Vita fans, or as many as there are kind of right now, kind of who would follow them. So I think it would be a good synergy, but it just didn't happen. But that's okay.
So a company like PlayAsia or Video Game Plus would take it on and be more interested and actually be like, hang on, this is the same audience that's our customers. This makes sense. To have this product on board.
I was talking to PlayAsia. They were interested, but it kind of just fizzled out. They didn't kind of come back to me again after a while. So
I love the Vita. It's probably worth reaching out to.
Yeah.
I feel like you have it now that it's like a finished thing in reality. You might get more traction than when it's more of a concept, because I always say even reaching out to people just to try to get people on the show, like everybody's crazy busy. That's first of all, everybody, all the people you want to deal with are doing stuff. They're not, that's why you want to deal with them. They're busy. And it's like, they must get messaged so much. That's the way I always look at it too. It's just like, I ain't the only person asking people to come on a show or do something or make a book or whatever. So it's True. I feel very like true. Once you can be like the guy who's like, look, I have it, here it is. You want to do something or what? It's probably a lot more like lucrative to them to be like, okay, this guy's serious, as opposed to the other 1,000 people that wanted to say something that nothing comes to fruition or whatever. You know how it is. People talk.
Exactly. No, that's a really great point, actually. It's probably worth, especially now, because I remember I was talking to me and my wife had this business years ago, making these products for baby products. And, we were talking to kind of some stores and like distributors. And one of the feedback we had is that stores didn't really want to talk to small companies. They wanted someone who's got like a range of 12, 20 products or something to have a big contract with them, rather than like someone who's got like one little thing. And so that was interesting. So I think, the more products you have, the more kind of, I guess, people would want to potentially do business with you as well.
It makes sense. And it works the same. Like, look at our YouTube channel and this podcast. I'm sure if for a few years this blows up and it's got 50,000 subscribers, it'll be much easier to get guests than having 30,000 subscribers and reaching out to people and be like, hey, can you put a couple of hours out of your life to come and talk about something that,
Bro, I put cleavage pics, like everything. I don't know, man. What do I got to do, guys?
What else can you do? God.
Man.
But it's the same as everything in life. People value their time and different things like that, and you have to respect that. So I can't to take rejection like that personally, because that's just how some people are, and I'm sure I'm like that to some people in PMs when they ask me things, and when other people ask me things, I go, I move the earth to do it and different things like.
No, I'm the opposite. I get the dartboard out, put their picture on it, cover my face with lipstick, start crying, just eat ice cream. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Sandy, I wanted to ask about Sony and legalities and different things like that. Have you come across any issues publishing books that do with the Vita, PS3, and now doing the magazine?
I haven't, and pretty much all the image. Actually, no, I'd say all the image I use are either press shots or ones that me or somebody I've asked permission for to use from kind of photo mode or something like that. So it's not. I'm not kind of taking other people's things. It's kind of the press stuff is all usable by anyone. I think it's okay. I think I'm okay. I say this tentatively because you never know, but it is because it is like all of this is almost like history book, for the PS3 and PS Vita books. The magazine is like kind of a traditional magazine that you'd see in the shops in terms of the stuff that's covered. And a lot of those magazines are unofficial as well. So I think it's okay because it is that commentary, criticism, or sort of historical perspective, which I think is covered by free. What's the right word? There's a word. There's a term for it in the US. Fair use. So it's covered by it's covered by kind of. It should fall into the fair use definition.
It's a transformative artwork based on your own added contribution to the.
Yeah,
it's like how
it'd be no different if you're putting a video on YouTube of gameplay and you're talking over it and having your stream and you can't get taken down by Sony
unless it's Nintendo. They'll do it.
Exactly. Yeah. They may still have a problem with it anyway. Exactly. But
how dare you promote my product?
Yeah. But I guess it's kind of similar to you could say IGN when they do a review of a game. It's the same kind of thing. Or if they do a retrospective on a game, it's the same kind of thing. It's just obviously in print really. So touch wood, it should be okay. Hopefully Sony wouldn't have a problem with that.
Copyright is insane. I play Beat Saber. Beat Saber pays for songs. If I play songs on Beat Saber on my stream, I get copyright strikes. I'm like, why'd you put them in your game? What is going on?
Yeah,
it's completely ass backwards. What is going on here?
Well, but
that got crazy.
I've been tricked.
They changed the laws in 2019, and video games suddenly had to implement a streaming mode to take out the copyrighted music and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, dude. What the heck, dude? I'm sorry. You can watch all these people's videos online for free. Why do you care if they watch them online for free from my stream? I'm not, what? I don't,
Exactly.
It's just, I'm playing Beat Saber, goddammit. The whole thing that, obviously this makes no sense to anybody with a brain. So I'm not arguing with anybody. Everyone agrees with me. It's just frustrating. It's so frustrating. I pay for all these songs. I can't play them.
Yeah. On my Etsy store, I also have been producing custom video game manuals. So for PS4,
I've seen
PS5
that.
games.
They look awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
That's
it's really
good
cool.
idea, dude.
I love it because I miss video game manuals. I really loved always having them. That was almost like the first thing. You get the game, you open the book and read it. And actually, funny enough, playing these PS1 and PS2 games, you almost need the manual because they were made with the knowledge that there would be a manual to go with it to explain the buttons. So they don't have the tutorials like we have today. But I had a copyright strike for my Elden Ring manual and Persona 4 Golden manuals. So those ones aren't there anymore. But I think Namco Bandai and Sega were just a bit more. I didn't argue with it, of course. I just took it down straight away. But for those two, I think the guys had a problem with it.
I was looking at the manuals you do. I was really tempted to order the Bloodborne one. It looked really good.
Oh, dude, I'll send it to you. No worries.
That'd be cool. And that's the thing. I was game shopping with my buddy the other day, and I picked up a PS4 game, and it just feels sad not having manuals, and it's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
With a loose disc rattling around in there.
Yeah, exactly. I
Bastards.
hate that. I hate that.
Every time. I've mastered getting them back in the case without opening. I don't know if you guys are good at that, but I am so good at. I'm it's 2 seconds now to get them back in.
I feel like I made a video about it at one point. I was really good, but I have to refresh myself and go on YouTube and all right, this is how you do it, and then I'm really good at it.
Well, you know what screws that up? If there's a manual. Because if there's something in the way, it makes it way harder to do. I find that out because sometimes I'm like, I try for like an hour and I'm like, well, I want this to go in, and I open it and there's like a freaking keychain in there. I'm like, oh, okay, that'll do it. Yeah. That'll do it. No matter how you press it in, the disc is just like, whee, it's not going to go back in.
I'd argue the ones with manuals it happens to less. It's just the disc
that stay in there usually. Yeah, that's
or when it's like got the keychain or something.
Got like a card. Yeah, like I got a lot with like collector's cards or stickers or something like. It's not always a manual.
It's funny though, especially prevalent with PS4 games, but maybe it's not the PS4 case. Maybe it's just the fact that we don't have manuals anymore. That's why we get so many listers.
Yeah. It's funny that because my kids are well now they're kind of 11 and 13, but they just don't have any idea of like they just think physical games just seem like weird. There's no need for them. You just play Fortnite digitally. What else do you need? It's like everything. All games are free to play, and they don't really have that
CD
concept.
collection. They're like,
exactly.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
it is. I get it, but it
makes sense to them because that's the world we live in. And like you said, you're playing Lies of P, and you're playing it on Game Pass.
I know. I'm part of the problem now. Yeah.
I bought the new FIFA digitally because I didn't want to pay $100 for a physical copy of a game where I can play it way earlier, 2 weeks earlier, digitally and blah blah blah. So it's just like, just get the digital version. It was Sean Banley with the 56 months in a row subscription.
Oh, wow.
Sean. That's amazing, man. Hope you're doing well. That's creeping on to 3 years. That's insane.
Yeah.
Hang on. My mass is off.
I bought Tears of the Kingdom digitally, which was one of the first. I think it could be the first time I bought a full price game digitally because I never do that normally. But I thought it's probably 40 hours. I can just. It's almost like justifiable. But I feel like I feel like now I've broken that seal. Where it's like I bought a digital game properly now, rather than just like that $5 on a sale sort of thing on PSN.
Yeah, no, I think you're right there. Because Breath of the Wild's a game physically where, if you compare it to FIFA, the two, in 3 years, my FIFA game's going to be worth nothing. But that copy of Breath of the Wild's still going to be worth the $70, where your digital copy is going to be worth nothing. So there's an argument. Sean popped it up. 4 years, 8 months, 24 days. That's longer than any relationship I've ever had. That's real up there.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
So, like, your magazine, is it going to be like a subscription you sign up for? Or you just got to purchase them each individually through Etsy? Like, how are you planning on doing it?
So I'll do Kickstarter is the main thing. Yeah.
Signed copies, anything like that? No?
I maybe. So
pre-order bonus, nip slip, pictures, something like that.
Pre-order bonuses. Everyone on Kickstarter is getting it. So actually, I created this little zine called Photo Mode, which is basically I spoke to loads of like virtual photographers and kind of got their permission to like use their images and create this kind of almost little collector zine to go along with the magazine as well. So
that's cool.
That's going to all Kickstarter backers, which is cool. But I think I'm pretty much Kickstarter's always been good for me in terms of with each of my projects, and it just helps knowing how many I need to print basically. So you've got the pre-order numbers, so it's like, okay, I need to print whatever it is, 650 copies, and then so I'll maybe do say 750, so I've got kind of a buffer and can sell some on Etsy. But it just gives me a good idea of how many to print. Which I find really useful, and I think it's people know Kickstarter, so I think it's easier as well for people to back on Kickstarter compared to maybe some other sites. So I that seems to work anyway for me, but that's kind of my ongoing plan. But actually, in terms of signing, I did that for the first book I did on the Vita, but there were a few. So it was a pain because there was like a good maybe 150 copies to sign that people wanted me to sign. And then there was some I made a mistake on. So there was some people who got a signed one that didn't want it. Some people who wanted a signed one, I sent the wrong one. And afterwards, it was just like, this is too much now. This is, and the guys were getting really annoyed at me. The guys who got a signed version and didn't want it, they were like, no, you have to send me another one now. And it's like, I'm just not doing signed copies anymore. It's like, it's just not worth the hassle. Yeah.
Do it in person or for meet and greet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They can come to London. It's fine.
No good deed goes unpunished, sir. Anytime you try to do anything nice, it always ends up being a bad idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to add about Kickstarter that there's quite a bad like rep about a lot of things that have happened on Kickstarter. I read a comment from someone who backed your product, and he said that your product was one of the things that like changed his opinion on Kickstarter, and I was really grateful for that. So that was really nice to hear.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what I make sure that whenever so even for the Vita book, PS3 book, I don't launch the Kickstarter until I'm like more than 50% done with it, because I figure it's just too much of a risk for a lot of people. So I want to make sure that I'm pretty much done. I know I'm going to hit my timelines, so there's no kind of risk with that. And for RPM, it's done. The whole magazine is done, and before I even launched it, which was really great. All the writing was done. The design work was still needed a bit of work, but I just want to. I don't want to be in that position where people are screwed over or waiting for too long, because even I've had that where I backed something and waited like an extra 2 years over the timeline it was supposed to be delivered, and one thing I backed just didn't even materialize in the end. It got cancelled. So there are disappointments on Kickstarter, but hopefully there's been a few successes as well, and people feel confident about using it.
You're spot on there. If you do have that bad experience, it doesn't matter how good the product turns out to be. Like if I get a game that I bought 3 years ago, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I could have just bought it for 3 years' time for the same price,
Exactly. I backed Wonderful 101 on Switch, and that one, it took a long time, and then I had to pay customs charges, and it was more expensive than what it was in the store. And then when I got it, actually, I didn't even enjoy it that much. It was just like the whole thing was just soured me on. I should have just waited and bought it, a retail version.
The Wii U version was fine, man.
Yeah. I missed out on the Wii U version, but yeah, I was disappointed with that Kickstarter.
Guy's leaving Platinum Games now. So.
Oh yeah. He
is kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of like the guy. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll go make his own thing. Obviously, he's got the vision there, Bayonetta and everything. So let's hope that he doesn't just retire.
I'm hoping that they were holding him back from being how weird he really wants to be, and we get some insane masterpiece of madness. That's just the craziest thing you've ever played in your life. That's what I want. I want something.
Look at Kojima, like
insane.
I love Death Stranding. It was a weird game, but like that was his vision that he wanted us to play, and it was a good experience. And I'm looking forward to playing the second one.
I wasn't a fan of the first one, actually. I thought I was. I think there's like two camps of people who really loved it, and then the people probably like me who just got bored with kind of walking all the time everywhere. But I only played about 4 hours and just couldn't. Just didn't click with me. But beautiful game, just looked amazing. I was playing on PS5. It just looked incredible. And I was watching some of the cutscenes for later on because I was just curious about the story. It just seemed very, very cool, very different, ambitious.
The story blew my mind, and like it's crazy. Like at the end of the game, you have a motorbike and you've built highways and everything. So like that aspect is completely gone in the game, and it's But yeah, you do have to really invest the time in it, and that's like all Metal Gear Solid games. You're not just going to get much out of it by playing for 5 hours and things like that. But
yeah, definitely. It was funny. I was kind of late getting onto the PlayStation brand. So I didn't get the PS1 myself initially. I was playing it kind of when I was at university. My housemate had one, and so that's how I first started playing it. But I didn't actually start playing Metal Gear until Metal Gear Solid 2, like way later, nearly when Metal Gear 3 was coming out. And there was, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they used to have PlayStation Experience as a conference in Europe. And so they had one in London, which I went to. And Kojima was there. He was like signing like T-shirts and posters. And I remember like I was just standing around. I was standing somewhere just like watching the stage. And a line formed behind me, like because I just happened to be standing where Kojima was like table was.
And you're first. You're like,
yeah, and then but then I didn't know who he was, and I was just like, what's going on here, And I just said, I said, what's happening? And they said, oh, Hideo Kojima's there. I said, I don't know who that is, and I walked away. And it was just like so dumb.
That's a story in itself, though.
I know. So silly. And then like about a year later, it would have been like I would have died for that chance, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man. They're like, that's how things work, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I did play Buffy the Vampire Slayer on PS2. I remember that day. So you know.
After that day, that would have been your highlight from the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anything exciting happened? No.
Buffy the Vampire.
I played Buffy the Vampire. Did you meet anyone? No.
Nah. Nobody good was there. It's fine.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm aware of. Some guy made some video game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Metal Gear what?
Yeah.
Sandy, what have you been playing at the moment, man?
So I was playing a lot of PS2 games recently, but I started Liza P just a couple days ago. Just amazing. I mean, I think you like Bloodborne, Figsy, so it is definitely Bloodborne in kind of the vibe and style, but with this kind of these sort of weird puppets and everything. It's really cool, really cool. Yeah. You know, loving the gameplay,
those
loving
games
the graphics.
I play them blind, so I'm not looking at any gameplay or anything until play it myself.
I did that as well. When I saw I think I saw the first initial announcement trailer, I thought, well, it's like Bloodborne, I got to get it. So it's really cool, really cool. It's really kind of, even though it is very reminiscent of Bloodborne, it just feels quite unique as well in some ways in terms of the style and just kind of the playing Pinocchio and having the kind of references to like the story of Pinocchio is really cool as well. So like Jiminy Cricket is kind of Gemini or he pronounces it Jiminy, but it's just really cool, I love it.
I'm looking forward to playing it at some point. I'm not going to be diving anything new until I finish with Starfield, and I'm at the 100-hour mark, and I still haven't really touched the main story. So
oh wow,
it'll take a while. Nice, you got Game Pass, so definitely give Starfield a go once you finish with Liza P.
Yeah, I will. It's I think it's something definitely worth trying. It's like I'm not sure. I didn't finish Fallout 4 either. I just felt like it was so big and long that I kind of dropped off it after a while. But Starfield just seems like one of these games you have to play. So I'll definitely give it a go once I'm done with Liza P.
I feel like it feels like you're playing an MMO that's not an MMO. That's how big it is.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is coming soon though, so that's I have to play Liza P and finish it before Spider-Man 2. That's my goal right now.
2023 has been such a good year of new releases.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still haven't finished Final Fantasy 16.
I haven't even started it, man.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's big. It's a big game. I think I'm 20 hours in, but it's just, again, finding time is hard. It's just massive.
I put 100 hours into Tears of the Kingdom, and I still haven't finished it yet. And it's
stop playing games that are so big.
100 hours.
What was the last 3 games you played? Stardew. Holy crap! Friggin', Starfield. Like Jesus, man.
And then I play FIFA on the side, and
I play a game with an ending.
Actually, I was playing Pursuit Force and Pursuit Force Extreme Justice on PS Plus. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, the first Pursuit Force was good, but Extreme Justice was really good actually. So it's a PSP game, but it does play really well on the PS5 with the PS Plus, and having the rewind function is great. Yeah, it's really cool. And I interviewed the lead designer.
Just bought that
nice.
3 weeks ago, dude. That's so funny
cool
that you say that, man.
Yeah,
just picked it up.
It's a great game, really good game. I interviewed the lead designer just on Friday for issue 2 of RPM. So it was really cool just kind of hearing his stories about the development and everything. And he was part of Big Big. He was one of the original founders of Big Big. So it was really interesting kind of hearing him talk about the studio and sort of everything that happened to it.
Yeah. What about you, Sylvan? You been playing anything? Anything new?
I'm just starting with Angry Birds Trilogy on the PlayStation 3. It came in, and now there are a lot of PlayStation games at the moment. So if I see something interesting, I just pop it in the system. And if I like it, I play it for a few hours, and then I go on to the next one.
I actually really enjoyed that Angry Birds Trilogy. It's like the absolute peak of Angry Birds. And if you ever played it back on the iOS or the Android store, it's quite nostalgic.
Yeah.
But the control sucks at it.
Okay.
On the phone, it's nice. You can tap the screen and see everything. But now when you aim, you only see the line you're aiming for. but not the pigs and all the other creatures you have to destroy.
Okay.
So it's just you take a guess with every bird.
That's awesome.
Sandy, we got a question about the magazine. Jason asks, is every issue being kickstarted?
That's my plan right now. So, like I said, I think it's really useful for me in terms of knowing how many to print with the kind of having the pre-order numbers. So for now, at least that's my plan. Although some people have suggested maybe use Patreon or something. But at least for now, I feel quite comfortable using Kickstarter.
I mean, it's just a good idea to have, that same audience that have already bought stuff off you going to the same place.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like once you release, it probably won't be until you're on to like episode 5 and 6, you'll get the same amount of numbers every episode, and then you'll be like, all right, I'm doing about this amount. It's like our podcast, episode 1 and 2 had a spike of numbers because people want to see what it's like, and a lot of people just want issue 1 because people are like that, and people won't. Yeah, people, if they're gonna buy the magazine, they're gonna want issue 1, so it makes sense to always, and like people who have issue 11 are gonna want the first 10, but if you're only up to that point, so it makes sense that the sale numbers are gonna be like
hopefully,
the opposite. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Did you sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, did you ever actually subscribe or collect any actual PlayStation magazines back in the day? Like I used to get PSM, PlayStation Magazine. Like I have like a shit ton of them in my closet. Like I love those things. So I'm just curious, you have any nostalgia for those too? Is that why you were missing that stuff? Or
definitely. So I mean, back in when I was probably at 10, 11, I used to get Mean Machines and Mean Machine Sega, which are very UK magazines. I don't know if they were in
Australia. Heard that one.
Yes. No. It's they were the big. That was the big magazine in the UK. Back in kind of the late 80s, early 90s. But then I was always reading Official PlayStation magazine. For PS2 years, PS3 years, I love that magazine. And so I've got a load of them at my mum's house. But then
awesome.
I also what was really good is that on the iOS app, they have the kind of the Play Magazine app. Because they rebranded to Play Magazine instead of Official PlayStation. And they had a deal saying that you could buy every back issue for like £60. And it was like, okay. So it was like hundreds of issues for £60. It was brilliant. So for my research for the PS3 book, I was just referring to that a lot, which was really, really helpful.
But that's really cool, actually. I remember watching a video about the original Nintendo Power, and that came out in like 1998, I believe, and 1993 they came out with the thing that this is popular, so we're going to now do back orders on all the old issues. So there was a lot of people who like this is for the sealed grading community, so there was a lot of those back issue orders back in like 1993. So there are a lot of like sealed copies of magazines getting graded and stuff today, which is quite interesting.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I see your products being graded by someone.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool if it was ever to that level of collector, hit collector level sort of. I actually, because I'm working obviously RPM issue 2, but I'm also kind of working on the next book, which will be about the PSP. And I think a few years ago, I didn't actually know about this when it was happening, but there was actually a PSP magazine in the UK as well. So I've been collecting all the back issues of that, and I think I've got all but 2. So I've got loads of them now, which is brilliant. But I had no idea. I would have bought them at the time if I knew they were around, because I love the PSP. But
there'd be so many interesting stories in them that people would love to hear, that they was, because it's in a magazine, it's almost like lost to time.
Exactly. You just can't find digital copies anywhere. So it's very cool. I was trying to find some of the guys who wrote them as well and try and speak to them, but even I think it's hard to track down some of these guys right now.
It's so fun,
especially the way. Sorry, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say I love like the Tude. You know what I mean? From back in the day, like the way they review stuff and the way they talk about it. It's like, it's gonna blow your mind, man. You got machine gun, blood, and guts and boobs, dude. Sweet. It's just like so stupid and immature. Like,
exactly.
I miss that. Like, I miss when people like knew that the people who were into this were just a bunch of immature dummies. We're all just silly goofs. We like stupid stuff. Like I like that being recognized. I don't like gaming being serious. I'm not looking for like it's cool like to have like a really deep artistic expression through gaming, but I like stupid stuff. Like I like the Conker's Fur Day, So
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
If you look at how magazines were released back in the day, it's completely different to how you're releasing your magazines online. Once issue 2's out, I'm sure you can still buy issue 1 and things like that. But back 20 years, if you didn't go to the news agency and buy it and they sold out, sorry. Yeah, sold out.
Exactly. Yeah, totally missed out. It's crazy to think how it all worked back then. And even to think about what people achieved. So for me, trying to do this magazine in 4 months is it's doable, of course, but it's still a lot of work. But these guys are churning out magazines on a monthly basis, and it's a lot to do. It's a lot of work to try and get that done, but it's impressive.
Well, even like weekly basis and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that. We just expected that for years. Look at newspapers that come out every day.
It's true.
The effort to actually go into making a newspaper every day must be insane.
Yeah, make it interesting as well.
Broke these days and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you guys also include the demo disc with the PlayStation magazine in your countries?
Yes. Because I loved it. Loved it.
This.
Yeah. That was how I played Metal Gear Solid 2 the first time. That the demo disc with the magazine had the snake up to the boss fight, that first boss fight. And that's what got me into Metal Gear Solid 2. That first demo disc was like, oh wow, this is actually a really good game. It's like I wish I could meet Kojima now.
It's crazy how many people only played demos of games, and like if you chat to gamers that played 20 years ago, their experience of PS2 games is, I played up until that point. It was just the demo, and it's crazy that demos had such a big influence in our lives.
Yeah,
they really did.
Definitely.
I think it was Brave Friends and Musashi came with a demo for Final Fantasy VIII or something like that. I can't remember. Like there were games that I bought because of the demo disc. Legitimately, like it comes with a demo for that game. Well, I'll just pick it up. Hopefully, this game's good too. I remember doing that, like just to play the demo discs. They were that important. So
yeah,
that was a selling point of a few games. Look at is it Final Fantasy VIII where they included the demo for Final Fantasy X?
Yeah, 9, yeah.
And it's like because 10's going to be the big system seller for the PS2, so that makes sense.
And I think Zone of Enders had Metal Gear Solid 2's demo first, so I think a lot of people bought Zone of Enders just for that.
Yeah, I would. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly, I really would have done that. I'd be like, if Zone of the Enders looked halfway decent, I mean, if it looked really bad, I wouldn't. But if I'm like, that looks mildly fun, I'll pick it up. So
especially if like Metal Gear Solid 2 hadn't came out at the time and you knew about it and you could play the demo. And that was the only way to play the demo.
Exactly.
It's not like today where you just download the demos for free and play it a few months before it comes
transfer your save file over. Life of luxury these days.
That is really good for demos today. Square Enix is doing a good job with that.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So
really, really cool.
Yeah, you just pop it over and just pick up where you left off.
Yeah,
and that way you
can pretty cool. So you don't have to do like the tutorial again and stuff.
No.
It's just the tedious part of the game. Makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if you could like grind levels and be like level 99, bitch. Day one.
You could do that with Patapon 2's demo. I played that so much because and actually Patapon 2 you carried over some of the items from Patapon 1 as well. So the demo let you do that. So you already start with a lot of materials and then you're playing. It's only about 2 hours, but you could redo loads all the levels. And so I remember just grinding it over like a weekend and just like upgrading my characters as much as possible for like, and then moving to the main game and having like a really stacked kind of army.
That's awesome.
Did you see the Ratatan they announced?
Yes, I did.
That looks really cool.
I did back that one as well.
Yeah, I'm picking that up too. I love Patapon, and
same.
It's another one of those. I own part 1 and part 2 on PSP. And I don't have part 3. Guess why? Because part 3 is insanely expensive compared to part 1 and part 2. I don't understand. It's like $20, $20, $80. What the hell, dudes? Why is it so expensive?
Did you guys ever try the Dark Cloud demo back in the day?
Oh no, I didn't.
So the interesting part about that game is it's a JRPG, but it had randomly generated dungeons. So every time you played the demo, you got a completely different experience.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, which is just awesome. And it's not just the levels were different, but the way that game worked is you had to rebuild the town, and you got the town by going through like 15 levels of dungeon, and every level gave you a different piece, and you could get different houses, different characters. So you can eventually like meet the whole town just by like playing the demo and replaying it, which
that's very cool.
I did, and so many people out there did.
Yeah,
good idea by the developers to put a demo out and let's put in this much of the game so people can just play it forever.
But you could never really complete it, so you're still wanting to buy the game.
That's smart. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I bought it. I got my money.
You love that game.
Yeah,
I know you do. You talk about it all the time. It's like it's like me talking about Binding of Isaac. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna come up.
It's a shame everyone like rates it as high as I do.
I really love that game. I think Dark Cloud 2 is fantastic too. Both are really great.
Still one I haven't finished. We call it Dark Chronicle over here. And it's still one that I haven't finished, but I have to at some point.
You know, I wonder. I've always been confused by that. I'm like, they're literally like Americans sitting around, like it's got to be Cloud, and a bunch of like, no, it must be Chronicle. Like, what the hell? Why is it? Why? They do a study. People in Europe, they don't like clouds. Clouds suck. They like books. They like Chronicle. Like, why does this stuff happen? It's so fascinating to me.
It's like it would have went through one studio and it got approved. I'm assuming the European name got approved, and then they went to approve it in America.
Oh, probably copyright.
People said no because people won't associate it with that game. They want to associate it with the first game, so let's just name it the same thing. Make it
easier. Yeah, I'm sure there's a real reason, but I don't know.
You see it a lot with Japanese releases, and then it gets a Western release, and it's different, or it's like a lot of the time you see, especially in the SNES and NES days. Games get different numeral releases, like Final Fantasy games with different numbers in Power North America.
Guys, apologies. I need to get to my brother's daughter's birthday party, my niece's birthday party.
And it was really good having you back on, man. And
yeah, man.
No, thanks for having me, guys.
That was awesome, dude.
Good
Looking forward to
guys,
seeing
we'll leave the links below if you do want to order the books or the magazines, and definitely check them out. They're really good, and check out the manuals too that Sandbeat does.
I'm going to be checking the manuals out, dude. And also, once it comes out, definitely come back on. We'll show it off. Show everybody.
Awesome.
Take a look.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks. Nice talking to you.
That was awesome having
you. Bye, everybody.
Great day, man.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Does that mean that I have to do the quiz against Sylvan?
Tonight's going to be different. I'm going to be doing the quiz against Joe.
Oh, come on. All right. That's all right. All right. Let's do it.
So I haven't seen the question. Sylvan set it all up.
Oh, all right. This is awesome. Better not be all about FIFA, you bastard.
I think before we get into that, though, let's get up.
A lot of European questions for you, Joe.
What was that, Figgy? Sorry.
Let's get chat's score up and chat's question.
Oh, okay.
Document here. So, guys, at the end of last podcast, no one had the answer to the question. I can confirm that Jason Trickster got the answer with, what was the game again?
Thomas
was alone. It was a tough one. You had the three Toms, and they were all either isolated on the island or in a room by themselves. So they were all Tom alone by themselves. It was a tough one. With that score, Jason goes to 3 points. Mario, and Banfi also have 3 points. Cyrus has got 2 points. And then on 1 point, we've got Windy Corner TV, Jimmy J, Lulu Girl, The Collectionist, and Westman. So, guys, chat's question this week is:
wow. So much going on right now. What the heck? I'm assuming it's something. Oh, I can't give hints.
We can't.
No hints. All right. Oh, for the record, by the way, I thought I had gotten last week's question correct at the end of the episode. I did not. Way wrong. I was like, I think I got it. And then I was the episode. I'm like, oh no, I don't. All right, that's it. Have fun, chat.
And if you want to take over, Sylvan, I'm not gonna.
Of course.
You gotta change it all yourself and everything.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at the banners. Oh, I got to change the thing because I didn't know I was doing this against Figsy. Wait.
For the record, I've never been a contestant on the quiz. So.
Dun, dun, dun. Go.
Perfect. Are you guys ready?
Heck yeah. I think Figsy should go.
Oh, hang on. We have a correct answer by chat.
Already?
Jason Trickster goes to 4 points, correctly answering Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls.
Very nice.
Great.
So I had the Bear Grylls part, but I could the first part was a little hard to work out. But I was like, that's definitely Bear Grylls. Do you have to drink pee in that game or anything fun?
Yeah. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
I honestly it's like a Cabela game mixed with an adventure game, if that makes sense. Like
Uncharted.
Kind of. It's really fun. Did you ever play the Cabela? There was a Cabela adventure game. It's just like that.
I mean, I played a few Cabela games, but
it's on PS3. I can grab it.
I have the PS3 ones with the Safari, of the guns.
I ordered them all from the USA. All the
Cabela Survival on PS3. It's just like that.
Gotcha.
All right, let's get into the quiz.
Let's do it.
Who's going first?
You're going first.
All right.
This is your first time on the quiz, sir. So, by all means.
Let me see the first question.
Thanks, Luchi.
The main character of the book Ready Player One, on the way to the first key, he had to fight Lich in a video game arcade machine. What game was it? Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Just, or Outrun?
You said on the way to something
to the first key.
First key. So that in that game they're trying to find keys to the.
I'm gonna say Pac-Man.
Incorrect.
So I've seen the movie. I've never read the book, and it's probably in the movie too, and I still don't remember. But I will say Space Invaders.
Also incorrect. It was Joust.
Joust. Okay, I love Joust. By the way, when people talk about the old days had the Atari no good games or whatever, I'm like, Joust was dope. Get out of here! The game was so fun.
This is so much more intimidating. Having to answer questions.
Now we're seats. The second question.
I've heard that, Bellasker. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Where it is. Sorry, guys. It's my first time doing everything backstage for the quiz. The second question is: what athlete was in the NFL, UFC, and WWE game? Was it Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Dave Bautista, Roman Reigns, or Brock Lesnar?
It's Brock Lesnar.
That's correct.
This guy's the man.
I did know that one too. I was sure it's second.
This is why
it was a trick one. Some of the guys were also in an NFL game and a WWE game.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the NFL, but I'd know
the UFC.
The UFC and the WWE.
Yeah.
Next question.
He won the UFC title and the WWE championship. Crazy.
That's pretty. It's not bad.
The third question: what this game called Okie Dokie, named in Japan, as what game we know it in the West?
Is it Mario?
What Mario?
Super Mario?
Which one? Which one?
Super Mario Brothers?
Oh my God! What number?
Oh, do you need the number too?
Yes.
See if I can translate this. Use my GeoGuessr skills.
No cheating.
We'll go with number 2.
That's correct.
I'll give it to him.
The original Super Mario Brothers 2 was too hard for the American public, so they get the game Doki Doki and just put in Mario swaps.
They said it would be, and I played it, and it would have been. You played like the Lost Levels or whatever, I think they called it. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
that
the
was
Lost Levels.
That was actually Super Mario 2 in Japan. So we got this game, but I love this game. For the record, this is a fantastic game.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
And the next question 4. In 1998, one gaming company had the logo in the picture showing its slogan, "Open Your Eyes." In 2007, another logo in the picture with the slogan, "Open Your Minds." Open Your Mind. What was the company?
This is a game company, and
yes,
these were their catchphrases or whatever.
It's their slogan.
Insomniac.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna go with Sony.
Also incorrect. It was Valve.
Yeah. I do remember the ad now.
The next one is a music question.
This is Figsy, right?
Yeah, this is for Figsy first.
Okay. Oh God, I have no idea. I hope you know, Figsy. It's dope, whatever it is. Yeah, that's really good, but I don't know. You know, Figsy?
I've heard it before.
Everything sounds like an RPG to me. Everything sounds like an RPG.
Oh, I've played this. I feel like I've played this on the phone. Not Angry Birds. Like, what was the game where it was like a chessboard? Plants vs Zombies.
That's correct.
Nice, dude. Nice job, buddy.
I played it on the phone. I never played it on PlayStation.
Good job, bro. I never played that. I would not have gotten that.
Next question is for Joe. What is the title of this game?
Oh God, it's got every Capcom character in the world on it. Are there any SNK people in there? No. Is that the? God, it looks like a Capcom fighting collection or something like that. God damn it. I'm just gonna say Capcom Fighting Collection.
Incorrect. Fixie, what's your answer?
That is Namco versus Namco X Street Fighter. Namco
Very
versus
close.
Street Fighter.
Very close. It was Namco X Capcom versus Capcom.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think we should give a half point.
Should
No,
we?
no half points.
No, then no points. Then no points. Trying to be nice to you. I should have realized there's some Namco people in there. I was like, I'm looking. I'm like, I just scanned too quickly. I was like, Capcom. Okay.
Yeah, with the Street Fighter, the Tekken.
Yeah, and I see the guy from Ghosts and Goblins. And
Fixie, this one's for you. It's the first picture question.
Back structured form of play, usually undertaken for entertainment or fun. A structured form of play.
Oh, I know this. This is actually a lot easier than you think it is.
Like Back Before Blood. No.
See, it's hard. This game's hard. You think it's easy. It's hard. You're like, I got this one right in mind, bro. I got this one. I'm like, yes, let's start when the pressure's on.
Back to the Future? Oh, Back to the Future and what's the game called? No.
I ain't giving you nothing. You better get the whole thing this time.
Yeah, give me a second. I do own this game. I'm going to look at the shelf.
No cheating.
It is a... It's like one of those Walking Dead games. It's a Telltale game. Back to the Future.
You're going to be so mad if you don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I've played it too. Back to the Future and... Oh, man. No.
Way simpler than you think it is. I'm not giving you no more hints.
No. Sorry. I'm overthinking it. I'm not going to get it. I just know.
He's passing. He's passing.
It's your turn, Joe.
It's Back to the Future, the game.
Correct.
That's all it is. The game.
It was so close.
You were like, what's the game called? I'm like, that's pretty much it.
No wonder I couldn't remember this like long title. I'm like, and the Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know.
Next one is for you, Joe.
All right.
Next one. Here it is.
Uh, 50 Cent Blood and Sand.
Oh, GG. I was not thinking that.
Another point for Joe.
Yeah.
My man was all on time and...
Yeah, it was confusing.
It's American money. That's why you didn't probably. You were like, "What is that thing? Who's that?"
I didn't know what American that was.
Yeah, that's the hint.
I'm like, yeah, that's a quarter.
Kennedy $50 or whatever.
Then we go to the the final round, the picture round for you.
Okay, what's the topic?
Am I going first or Joe?
You are.
You are first.
So these are companies, and we got to name the company?
Yes, you have to name the game company, the publisher.
Okay.
So 7 is Rare.
That's correct.
Number 5 is Activision.
That's also correct.
Are you writing these down? You keeping the score? You writing?
Yes,
down?
I'm keeping the score.
Okay.
Number 2 is Naughty Dog.
That's also correct.
Number 6 is Data East.
Also correct.
Number 3, Code Breakers.
That's also correct. Let's go Breakers.
Number 16 is Acclaim.
Correct.
Number 8 is Bethesda.
That's correct.
Number 12 is Konami.
That's also good.
Now it's getting hard.
I know one and I don't know it.
I do know it. I don't know the name. I don't know how to say it. I know what it is too, but I can't know how to say it right. Or I got no idea.
Do I have to pronounce it right? Number 1's like High Focus or
that ain't
like
right.
That.
So it's something like that. Like, that ain't it.
That sounds correct. You're losing 1 point, Fixie. You're down to 2.
Okay. I should definitely know 15. I think that's Square
the one
Enix.
I'm looking at.
Square
like,
Enix.
I know that.
That's Square
correct.
Enix. Yeah.
You got it.
This is my round. Oh, I know number 10 too. You better get it.
Is 11 Lionsgate?
11. No, it's not Lionsgate.
2 strikes.
So you're down to 1 life.
Number 10 is Atlas.
Also correct, Joe.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my god.
And we have 1, 4, 6,
13, 14.
9.
No, we got 6.
Yes, sorry, you got 6, 9, and 13, and 14.
Yeah, 1, 4.
We haven't done 5 yet,
9.
have we?
Yeah, we did. That was Activision.
Yes, it was Activision.
I was just about to get that.
What the fuck is 13? I have no idea what that is, dude.
I've seen it before, though. I've seen 14 before, too.
14 looks a little more familiar to me, but I've seen that on RPGs.
Is 14 Koei?
Incorrect.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Koei Techno. You're out, Figsy.
It's all just
You're done.
Joe.
This is what I'm the host.
Yeah, I have no idea. Number 1 is it's like, oh god, how do you say it? It's like begins with a P. It's like psychnosis or psychosis or something.
That's
like
correct.
That.
It was Psychnosis.
Psychnosis. Yes.
That's what I had in my head.
Yes.
I just couldn't say it.
I couldn't.
I can't pronounce it.
Number 4 is that Gearbox?
Number 4. No, that isn't.
Okay. I'm just guessing. Number 9, I feel like I should
life.
know. That's 1. I have 2 more though. That's the first one I got wrong. Number 9, I should absolutely know. That stupid quill. Like I've definitely seen that. That's like something I should definitely know. It's irritating. I have no idea what 13 and 14 and 11 are, man. I literally no idea. 9's irritating because I know it. It's like seems like something to be on kids' games or some shit like that. Like they'd see it on Disney games or something, but I don't know the name of the company. I literally have no idea on any of these, so I'm just gonna guess. I guess.
Oh, I know what 9 is.
Number 9? Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea what it is. It's so familiar to me, man. Like I absolutely have seen it. It is. I guarantee you, it's something that's like it's probably just like Sony, dude, or some stupid shit. I don't know.
Is that your guess?
Yes.
For 9?
13. 9 is Sony Interactive.
Yeah. That's correct.
It is. Okay.
It was Sony ImageSoft, but Sony.
Yes. I'm so happy. That always goes wrong.
That was cool, Joe.
13 is not Naughty Dog, so it's gonna be. Let me.
You have 13, 14, and number 4.
And 11. I don't think we got either of that too.
And 11.
What is 4? Like, what is it? I can't
Like
even
a
see
helmet?
what it is.
And a head?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I wish I could zoom in. I can't even.
Like a
tell.
medieval helmet or something?
Is it? It looks like a squid with a freaking scuba snorkel. I don't know. I should be looking at something else. 14's gonna piss me off. Is that what is it called? Chemco.
Incorrect.
Okay, fine. Then it's freaking LJN. No, I have no idea.
Also incorrect.
I don't know. What was it? Let's fill this in.
Let's go for the first one, number 4. So
Kojima
Productions.
Should have known.
It hasn't been around for that long. We're just not used to it yet.
Right?
And then we go down to number 11. Lionhead Studios.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Do a very
I was
close
thinking
fixie.
of movie company.
Yeah, Lionsgate's the movie. Yeah.
We go back to number 13. It's Hall Laboratory.
I haven't heard of that.
I don't even know what that is.
They produce Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. And that's all they ever needed to do, and that's all they do. They made one game, and they're still making that game. What was the red one?
The red one. It's Rovio Games from the Angry Birds series.
Okay.
Oh, so the score of today's quiz is Fixie on 6 points and Joe on 11. So congrats, Joe.
I'll keep my 0% win rate.
Yeah, baby. I'm on fire. I'm on a streak.
How was it to take part on the quiz?
That was fun, man.
It was a lot tougher than I thought. I thought I was gonna like smash Joe and just dominate because when I read the questions, I'm like, I would have got that. And, when I read the questions and the answers underneath it, I'm like, I would have got that. But really, I wouldn't have got it. No one even think about it.
I'm telling you, there's like this extra thing that happens when it's like you're being timed and people are watching you, and you have to think of it right now, where your brain just goes, information.
Yeah, like
it goes just farther and farther away, and you're like, I swear I've played video games. I've played this. Yeah, it's like when I got the Tekken. We had a question. It was like Tekken sound effects, and I got it wrong. And I'm like, I have put thousands of hours into Tekken. How could I get that wrong? Like, all of my friends who know me would be like, dude, are you serious? You play Tekken all of the time. How did you get that wrong? I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, or it's on the tip of your tongue, but it won't come out.
Well, it's like that Sony Interactive one where I'm seeing it and I'm like, it's there and I know it, but it's not. And I'm like, it's got to be something like that.
I think the Sony one, we weren't thinking of like Nintendo, Sony. We're thinking of games. So that's game companies, not like big franchise brands of consoles.
That was fun, dude. I love this new category.
It's really cool.
There's strategy to it too. You have to be like, well, I better guess these easy ones so he doesn't get all those easy points. And then I should go for these what the hell are those ones? You know what I mean? You can't go for obscure ones first. You have to go for like the easy.
I know you took the one I was gonna get and then it just threw me out.
Exactly. I was like, I'm getting that one before he does. That's right. Strategy.
No, that was cool. And that is a really fun like style of question because you don't have to be you don't have to know everything about everything to recognize different games or game categories. And you could have played a certain one that's obscure that someone else hasn't played, etc.
Yeah, you have also the chance to win if you are behind in points. With the last round, you can break even.
That was last week. I was I was getting crushed.
Joe from the dead.
We got any pickups to show off this week, boys? You got anything cool?
I haven't got anything, but you guys show us what you got.
I got some stuff. You got anything, Sylvan, you want to show?
I got also some stuff. You want to go first, Joe?
I'll go. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I'll show off some goodies that I got. So I have been watching the One Piece show on Netflix and enjoying it. And I have decided to start picking up some of the games. So I picked up this one first. Oh, wait, I should probably make myself big then, do the thing with the thing. There I am. So I got the One Piece Odyssey. I got it on PS4.
Nice.
I believe this is like an open world-ish type of game, but I think there's also like town building aspects, I think.
Ooh, so it's not like an open world like fighting game?
I don't think this one is. I think the One Piece Pirate Warriors, I believe, is like fighting type games. This one, I don't think so.
Like the whole like Dragon Ball Z style of game where it's like not 2D with 3D stages and everything.
Yes, like kind of like an arena style fighting type thing. Yeah, but so anyway, I have this one. I already have One Piece Pirates 4. I just ordered 3, and there's a PAL only one. It's called like
Ultimate World Red.
Ultimate World Red. Yep, or Unlimited World Red. That's like a PAL. I don't think that got a Western release, and I think that's all.
I got the collector's edition for sale if you're interested.
No,
pretty cool, but it's one of those sideways collector's editions that just doesn't fit anywhere because you can't put it sideways in, or if you put it this way, it takes up a whole shelf. So
takes up too much space. Screw that. Not devoting a whole shelf to you.
I like
exactly. That's like Dark Souls only gets a shelf, bros.
Did you like the Netflix adaptation?
I haven't finished it, but so far I've enjoyed it. But I
finished it 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't spoil anything. But I never saw the anime before, and this is the first introduction to One Piece.
Same here.
But
so I have no pre judgment to it or anything because I've never read the anime, the manga, and I've never watched the anime or anything like that. But it was one of those things where, like, you know, people who review stuff said it was good. That usually say everything sucks. So I'm like, okay, if the people who say everything sucks says this is okay, I'll watch it. It's probably okay. You know what I mean? Because they don't like anything and they're like this, then I'm like, all right, it's probably all right.
You're spot on there. And it's not that initial review crowd. It's once the game comes out and it's got that first week of impressions in like the public, you'd be like, oh, people actually like this game, like Starfield.
I do not.
You don't
care
listen to
what
the reviews,
any reviewer thinks.
What comes out.
I don't care what any professional review says about any film or movie or game at all. I'm more likely to play games they say are bad. And because they'll say, like, well, the reasons they say they're bad, I'm like, that sounds why I'd want to play that game. You know what I mean? They're like, it's really old school mechanics. I'm like, tell me more. I like old school games, dummy. What are you trying to say? It's got like PS1, PS2 graphics. I'm down. Tell me more. What are you trying to say here? You're not just
got a 100-hour story. That's way too long.
Exactly. It's like exactly. I'm like, I'm cool with that. And then, like, you know, they're like, it's got a bunch of women with their boobies hanging out. I'm like, oh no.
Can I buy two?
Oh, you're really scaring me off here. So anyway, like, I don't know. I always go by what people say, and especially people I like the people like if Reggie says the game is cool, I'm way more likely to check it out than IGN 1,000 times because I like what he has similar tastes to me. He plays games that I like. So anyway,
and I think that gets behind like the people that we end up watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I won't watch IGN reviews unless it's a AAA game and they're doing like a before you buy. I like those videos for the AAA game, so that's it. I don't want to watch those videos for small indie games or, you know, titles like JRPGs or different things like that.
I want to watch people who love that thing. So, like, perfect example is Johnny from Happy Console Gamer loves
that's who I want to watch
RPGs. He loves that. He loves the same stuff. He likes Phantasy Star. He likes Ys, and he likes all those old, you know, Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior, all that stuff. I love that. So I care what he thinks about Octopath Traveler more than someone who doesn't care and hasn't played Final Fantasy VI and hasn't played these games. You know what I mean? Like, I want someone who's grown up with it and, like, you know, has a similar background and knows the genre. It's like, exactly. You know, you don't want me reviewing Fortnite. I'm just gonna be like, lame, too many kids, sucks. Like, you know
I just got killed every time. No fun. I suck at the game.
Yeah, it's like Legos and guns. I'm cool. I don't want to do this. Dumb. You know what I mean? But it's not dumb. It's a good game. It's just not. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just I want to. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay. So next, I picked these up. I ordered these 1,000 years ago, and everyone else got them 1,000,000 years ago. But because I ordered them with another game, I just finally got my copies. But I picked the Undermine. And I got the Switch and the PS4 copy. This is kind of like this game I really like called Binding of Isaac. Have you ever heard of it?
I think you've mentioned it once.
It might come up. Okay. It might come up. Anyway, so this is it's very similar to that game. Let me show this. It's easier to see. Where it's like a roguelike. And you have to unlock items and you do like run after run after run. And as far as these types of games go, this is one of the better ones. And a lot of people they're just like hate roguelite and they hate roguelite games. They're just totally against that genre. And I totally get that, but I do like that. I like Binding of Isaac. I like Dead Cells. I like games that do that. And this is a really good one. So if you are interested in any types of games like this, I would highly suggest this one. It's really good. The reason it took so damn long to show up is because I ordered it with this game. And I don't know why this took so long to show up because the game came out in 1996 or some shit. But anyway, here it is.
Oh, that's actually long.
I don't know why this took so long. For some reason, they were having some sort of issue getting this game out, but they finally did. And I don't know why I own this 3 times now, but this is in 4K. This is a 4K copy of the crappiest game you've ever played. So I don't know. I had to pick it up. I wanted it in. I wanted the 4K version for some reason. I wanted the cheese to look as good as it possibly can. You know what I mean?
Let's so we're streaming live on StreamYard. So we're also on YouTube and Twitch. That's what lets us bring up these comments like that.
Is it some movie game, Joe? Like from the 3DO?
So that came out on Sega CD originally. It was a very controversial game at the time, and it was like, I don't know if it got banned anywhere, but they wanted to ban it, and it was supposedly like depicted scenes of like violence and like attacking women and then like all this other stuff. But it's like, it's so cheesy. It's like these guys in black robes come out and like capture people and pull them out. It's like, I mean, it is the least. It's about as edgy as a cue ball. Let's put it that way. It is not freaking. It is not offensive at all. But in the 90s, it was a big deal. But it's like one of those games where you like watch cams and like there's like traps and you have to like set things up and like capture the bad guys and keep everybody alive. It's actually a pretty fun game. I mean, I know people crap on it, but it's good. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. At the time, it was, I was a game with FMV. Blew my mind, So we're coming off of Super Nintendo and stuff, Genesis. So it was a big deal at the time. I'm not. It's one of those things too, where like if you didn't grow up with the old FMV stuff, they're a hard sell. Like I don't. It's like trying to get kids to play Atari. I don't know if I can. I can't. Like they're like, this sucks, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You're not being as entertained by Pong as I was, I suppose. But it was fun at the time.
It was fun when Fortnite wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're over here playing freaking VR and stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. They have, their phone has a game that's like 10,000 times better in every way. So this one I got because some nice person on one of our Facebook groups posted that this was on sale on Woot. Woot is that Amazon spinoff that does like randomly sells stuff really cheap. And for some reason, this game has been ridiculously expensive forever, but it was on sale for $26 on Woot. So I picked it up. Yeah, nice. Got the Psychonauts True Mother Lobe edition. And it actually didn't come crushed, which is amazing. It comes with a slip cover. You can tell this is like a slip cover inside here. And then it comes with a lenticular sleeve, reversible cover, stickers, art cards, and a digital download of some stupid thing I don't care about because it's a digital download.
I love it, man. That's a really nice release.
Yeah, I'm like really, really, really enjoying like the re-releases and remasters of the PS2 games. Like I love I wish they'd how they did Onimusha on PS4. I wish they would have done the other ones too to have that set. I really wish they'd done that. But I picked up the Psychonauts games, the Destroy All Humans games. Those are awesome. I'm gonna pick up part 2 soon because it's like $30. But yeah, I'm down with that because for me that means that's one less PS2 game I have to purchase. I'd rather have the PS4 copy, and then I sell the older copies. I don't keep. I don't usually keep multiple copies.
I like going back, even if the game isn't in 4K, haven't done much of it. But I enjoy going back to those games and playing for trophies and just the little changes. Playing them with fast loading screens.
Exactly,
like the quality of life that we expect.
Or they updated the controller scheme. Thank you to a modern control scheme. Like there's so many PlayStation 1 games that I would be fine with them re-releasing and just making them have a normal controls. Like I'd love to get a Time Splitters 1 or 2 with normal controls. I'd love to get, the old Kingsfield games with some normal controls. That would be cool.
Up, down, left, and right.
Dude, have you tried to play Kingsfield or Shadow Tower, man? Like the very first time you play, you're like, it's just like.
And even Demon's Souls on PS3 is a little bit like that because
you can't even kill a spider.
It had up, down, left, right, and then it had the 4 directions, and that was it. It didn't have the full 360 circle that we're used to today.
Yeah, so it'd be nice. Like I said, like PSP games when they had that one analog. There's a lot of stuff that, like I said, just updating the control scheme would be cool. I'd be down with it. And the more stuff I can play on my PS5, the better. I want the one console to rule them all. That's what I want.
Just not digitally. Because Sony are like, we're going to make that happen, but on our terms.
No.
I got this week some packages from Italy.
Mm.
The first one is this slipcover of Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's pretty cool, dude. Special edition Son of Sparta. Oh, I think it's huge.
Yeah, it's a big box, this one. It's really nice.
It's way wider than I thought it was.
It comes with the
game.
I
Devil May Cry, dude.
Fuck, where is it? It's over here.
Everything's backwards when you're trying to do the game.
Yeah. And then you got the necklace.
That's cool.
From the game is also included. But it's also released in Australia and France, I believe. It's not an Italian exclusive.
I thought it had like a UK release as well. It might be wrong though.
I think they released it in almost every country. And the other game I got from Italy, it's very weird to find in Italy, is this Sword Art Online. Lost Song. But then the Japanese English release.
Yeah, so the way you tell if it's the English version or not, just from the front cover, flip it over for a sec.
This is why Figsy is the man, by the way. This
so
is
the
why
front cover.
It's like you see that blue dot on his underwear. Korean. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure the front cover doesn't have Lost Song in English. It has it in Japanese. But yeah, the front cover has to look like that with a Lost Song, the Japanese text, and then the Sword Art Online, the Japanese text, and then the Lost
And there's
Song.
also no age rating on it.
Yeah, all Asian releases are like that. If you see an age rating, it's either a mainland China release or it's like a Play Asia sticker that's been put on there.
Yeah, so that was why I bought it. It was like 10 euros, but I didn't saw any age rating, so I thought maybe I could get it. But it was imported to Italy, as you can see with this sticker. They put it in every Italian media. And sometimes they put it on the paper itself. And I got another item from Italy that I have to pack. One moment, please.
Oh, it's going to be a good one.
So that game's really interesting because that version used to be really expensive because it was the only way to play it in English. And then it got a PS4 release and everyone kind of just forgot about it.
Yep. And that's what happens.
It turned into this obscure, like, only hardcore PS3 collectors want it.
Yeah, re-releases definitely kill the price of the originals once that happens big time. Like, because of people like me who are like, well, no offense, but why would I want to go for the more expensive older version when I can play the more convenient, updated with quality life improvement version for cheaper? I just want a copy. You know what I mean? I'm not here to flex on people, believe it or not. Like, you would think I don't collect to flex. I collect because I want it and I want the game and I want to play it in the best way I can for the cheapest way possible. I'm not here to break the bank just to be like, hey. I'm so much happy. I don't own Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PS1 because it came out on PS4. I was like, sweet, cool, done. I'm not buying it. I'm the good. You can keep that copy. It's all yours.
That's better. And the last package I got is this Lego 3-in-1 pack.
Don't see many of them.
Also,
that's cool.
The Italian one. And they made the box so hard to open it, right? So it's a bit
like a
ripped.
Switch box. Oh my god, doesn't it? With the red?
Yeah, it looks like.
And there's empty space in the box at the top too. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and get the other one too, Selva?
Yes, if I see it pop up, I have to put it next to this one.
So that was weird because that wasn't sold in shops like GameStop. That was sold in Italian supermarkets.
Serious?
It came with spaghetti. Yes.
Like if you look at that box, it doesn't say Sony or anything on the box. It's not an official release.
TT Games, Warner Brothers. And
yeah, so the supermarkets made this box, and then they obviously would have sold the games and been overstocked and just put the free in the box, and that's how they've sold it.
Yeah, they only have the license of Lego and Warner Brothers. Nothing says PlayStation on the back.
That's cool. The Lego games do look cool together.
The Warner Brothers lawsuit there. Warner Brothers won't sue, just release it.
And then I got a bunch of new PlayStation games for the PlayStation 3 for my complete collection. So I'm now down till 250. I just passed that mark.
Nice.
But I saw shovelware. I don't want to show you that.
I understand. I'm selling all that crap at the moment.
I got some National Geographic quiz game, and I popped it in. And you have 4 different lobsters, and it was connect the name of each lobster, and I was like, this is way too hard.
Sounds like we should bring it on Figsy's quiz sometime.
Yes.
That would be fun, dude. We should play like Jeopardy from Nintendo and see how we do. Play I have you guys ever do that too? I like that's one thing I do, like trivia games like Jeopardy and stuff like that throughout the years. Those are actually kind of fun to collect because each like version will have pop culture references around the time period. So there'll be like questions about MySpace or something. You'll be like, oh man, MySpace. Oh shit, son. You know what I mean? It like brings me back. I love playing those old games.
MP3s.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be like, you know, the new Microsoft Zune was released on like what?
Crazy Frog.
Yeah, the crazy frog.
Haunt my dreams, stupid frog. Figsy taunts me with that frog.
Martin sent me a documentary about it. I sent it on to Joe. It was a good documentary.
I'm like, I ain't watching nothing about this frog. Okay.
I lately tried the bus game on the PlayStation 3, the Dutch exclusive, but the questions in the games for every country are the same. It's just the flag on the cover, and they speak in their own language, and that's it.
Apparently, there's meant to be a few Dutch questions added to that version. I'm not going to go through and play it and try and work out which ones. But apparently, each version then have like a few of their own questions added in, like the
But were mostly American questions. But it was fun to play it for the first time with the buzzers. So I popped it in next to the PlayStation. Sometimes me and my girlfriend play a quiz to see who wins.
Party games are fun, dude. I love games like that. It was, you know, when my nieces were younger and stuff, it was fun to have them come over and stuff. Nobody plays stuff anymore. We're all old, but I do like party games, dude. Like I have a fascination with them, but nobody wants to play them. My favorite game, like go to the world, is like Mario Party. I know I talk about it all the time, but like I am obsessed. But like everybody's like, nobody will play it with me anymore. They're like, no, dude. All you do is whip my ass. It's not. I'm like, come on. Like, no.
Oh, I play quite a lot of like party games on Twitch, but on like other people's streams. So I'll jump in a stream that's doing like different quiz games and jump in and play in chat and different things like that. I guess that's like the modern version of playing party games. I should stream some myself, but I'm just slack and haven't been streaming.
Speaking of streaming, are we gonna stream some Stardew when that patch comes out, or what?
Yeah. I mean, starting again, I'm definitely going to take over, play my file that's like 500 hours in. But I'll start a farm with you for sure.
Oh no, we gotta start another farm.
We gotta do a PC one though.
We gotta do it on PC, and the new patch says we can have up to 8 people. So maybe we can.
If you guys want to play this,
that's what I'm saying. We'll just get some randos, and you can come play whenever you want. And when you're not online,
I'm 100% down for that. But it might be for 6 to 12 months. So.
We can trash their farms and they're not there. That's half the fun. Just like fill their house full of weird crap.
It was fun playing multiplayer together. It was a different experience.
Oh, sorry, guys. Is it hard to set up a Twitch stream? Because believe it or not, last week I be on Twitch the first time. And I saw all the guys playing some retro games, but they play it all by an emulator. So I saw some guys who played on the original console, and I really like that. But is it hard to set up a stream or?
So streaming's easy, but streaming on original consoles is hard because that's when you need like capture cards and multiple like HDMI cords and HDMI splitters and different things like that.
Everything's for the most part not that bad, except PS3 is the biggest POS in the planet. So if you try to so they have this DHCP protection thing that like makes it so you can't stream. So you have to buy, which I have it. You have to buy, like he said, an HDMI splitter and then run it into that, split the signal to trick it into thinking it's not DHCP protected. And even then, it just don't work sometimes. It would just not work. It would just not work. It would work 90% of the time, and sometimes it just freaking wouldn't.
The reason why is you're using
like 8 different connectors. So if one's not working, it's not just, oh, it's not working, I'll just replace the cord. It's okay, is the splitter not working? Is it that HDMI cord? Is it that HDMI cord? Is this not working? Is it the capture card not working?
Exactly. Is it the PS3 not working?
And I would
Is
come
the
back to
cord
PS3
monitor not working?
It's not working. Or someone in the stream would be like, there's a buzzing sound. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
And then using a headset is another thing because, like, so I'll complain about the PS5. The PS5 hasn't got an optical cord. The majority of stream setups, headsets sold from like 2010 to 2022 or 21 were all optical cords required. Like, oh my god! So I had to buy a fucking like optical cord splitter and a HDMI splitter to be able to stream on the PS5. I just gave up.
That's annoying.
I will go into it and maybe one day I'll make a Twitch account.
And you know, it drives me nuts too. It's like we're going back in time, I swear, because like I can't on the PSVR 2, I can't when I stream, I can't get the chat in my helmet. And like I could do that on PSVR 1, but it doesn't work on PSVR 2. It's like, what the hell, guys? Like, why would you remove the feature to see chat? Like, it so blows my mind.
Then having to have text to speech isn't good.
No, because people jump in and say hi.
Yeah,
I don't know who the frick I'm talking to.
And I don't know who it is. I want to troll. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to troll because then he'll turn text to speech off.
You could troll. I don't care. I just don't know who it is. That's the part. People are like, hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, hello, voice. You know what I mean? I don't know who I'm talking to. And even if you say it, it's like it's not very good. I can only understand like every third word. It's like barely audible, especially when I'm playing Beat Saber. And it's like, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like I could barely hear.
Siren says the only thing I stream is my pee.
Oh, very nice. Do you use a splitter?
But yeah, Sylvan, if you want to get into it, like playing PS4 games or PS5 games without cameras and stuff, it's super easy. You just have to hit this button on the controller, log in, hit play. Once you're logged in, you don't have to log in each time. You know, it's
that's it.
Yeah. Get into the habit of like always hitting that button when you're playing, and then suddenly you're streaming.
I was thinking about the Nintendo 64 setup, some Super Nintendo, just more the retro stuff. And then also show that you are playing it, because I see a lot of streams for Mario 64 and other old school games. I was going to chat, are you playing on the original system? And say, no, I'm playing on Switch. Or no, it's just an emulator. I just want to be the authenticity of
Authenticity.
Authenticity, yeah.
Yeah.
You would need a capture card to do that, but they're not that expensive.
And you would need an HDMI converter for the most part. Or you could get an old-ass capture card that takes RCA and composite. They do exist. Components, but you would really want like an upscaler is what you want. You want to buy something that'll take the old signal, upscale it to some sort of like 720p, and then you want to put it into your caption card so it'll look a little bit better. Because if you just like streamed 240 freaking p, dude, it ain't gonna. It might be authentic, but
this is how it's meant to look. All right, back in my day.
Well, that's an issue. Dude, I'll be honest. I've been playing my PS1 games and my N64 games on an emulator, upscaled 60 frames per second, 1080p, and they look real good. So it's hard to go back to actual. Looks rough.
You're not wrong. And not to mention, like you don't have the long loading times.
I know.
You don't have to worry about
memory cards wires,
all those other things.
Yeah, dude. Rumble packs, freaking all that crap. Yeah.
As much as it was amazing back in the day, we have so many quality of life changes today that if you got transported back to 1995, you probably wouldn't have a good time playing games. Which is crazy to sound, right? You'd have a good time collecting.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, look at my collection. Everyone would be like, why do you collect that stuff? That's weird.
Yeah, so cheap in today's.
Why are you hoarding all of those graded Pokemon?
Oh, I know. Can you imagine just going into stores and buying boxes of Pokemon cards? Oh man,
what's
wrong with that? Buys all our stock every week.
Yeah. The Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, they had a special Pokemon card and some plushies. And
yeah, did you hear about that?
Almost looted. It's the cards going for $300-400 a piece. And They send out a mail to the museum that everything is sold out. All the special cards, all the plushes, everything.
There was a Van Gogh special, like Pikachu card, and they were free if you completed this Pokemon thing and like
if you
could have
bought a
one
museum
per
ticket.
person. But people
I
obviously
saw
abused
people
it
on,
because there's eBay listings of like multiple and things like that.
Yeah, and I saw a bunch of people on Twitter all upset because they couldn't get the ones they wanted. And once again, I just don't understand why these companies do this to their own consumers. I like that, you know. I saw this great. There was something on Facebook I saw that was like in Best Buy how they used to hand out tickets to buy PS3s to stop people from scalping and stuff. And I'm like, oh, gee, I want another example of they figured this out 10 years ago, and now we just don't do it anymore. We don't, whatever, screw everybody. It's like,
you remember this thing? I don't know if they have it anymore, but it used to be called a line. Yeah, and one per person. They used to have it like 10 years ago, and people would line up and buy one each.
Yeah, imagine if like with the day the stuff came out, you couldn't buy it online. You just had to go to the store like the old days and stand in line and get one. And then a week later, then you could put them online. That would be fine. You know what I mean? Why don't you do that? That'd be fun too, because I actually miss that. Believe it or not, I miss the overnight releases and the hype of the day coming out and standing in line with people who are all into it and stuff like that. I don't miss not getting one, standing in line. That would suck, but like, yeah, I don't know.
It was a terrible experience standing in line waiting, but I miss going to like midnight launches.
Yeah, dude,
something that isn't a thing anymore.
It was
GTA
exciting.
5 midnight launch felt like peak of just that era of gaming.
Dude, and literally, like I remember, like I was really into World of Warcraft, so I remember like Burning Crusade midnight launch, and you know we were like, we're gonna go and install this shit and start leveling right now, baby. We're gonna be 65 at the first day, like you know, like all the hype,
I ain't sleeping for 3 days.
I don't get that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, obviously, I'm older. I'm probably not going to be that into anything anymore. But I just like I don't get that excited about anything at all. Now, when a new game gets announced, I'm like, sweet. I can't wait till 2 years from now when the price drops. Woo, yeah. That's my excitement level
do I play
now.
It today? Or do I wait 5 days and save $30 because I don't want to pay the extra $30 to play early? Like that's a legitimate thing now. Or is it coming out on Game Pass? Is it going to be free?
Dude, I just picked up Dead Space for $30, and I'm playing it right now and having the best time of my life. I like played it for like 6 hours yesterday. It was so good. And like I'm going to get the Harry Potter game soon when it gets to be around $30, and I'll stop playing. Like so, I'm like I said, I'm never hyped for new releases anymore at all, because especially now when you're like, cool, you get to pay $70 and it's broken. Awesome. And it doesn't work, and the servers aren't working, and you can't play online matches, and it's missing half the features, and it's bugged out, and it's missing half the characters and half the DLC and it's like it's the exact opposite for me. Like, you know,
yeah, we can better wait these days.
I would argue that 2023 has been a pretty good year for releases like that. Like at least the games I've been playing.
Good games this year.
Starfield and Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but they were both, huge releases, day one and complete. Like that's not
that's good news
we have anymore. Like
I hope, and same thing with Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe. So what I think, not even in the video game industry, in the entertainment industry in general, I think that there's been a lot of bad decisions made in the last 5 to 10 years that I think people are finally starting to think to reevaluate. I think that a lot of anti-consumer stuff isn't working out the way they thought it would. I think that, when you destroy your reputation as a brand, it matters. Like, I bet Blizzard is very upset about Overwatch. I bet that they're quite upset. I bet Diablo's not doing as well as that. I'm probably doing great, but I'm just saying, like, these people have to stop and reevaluate what they're doing at some point, because they're losing sales. They're not growing. They're shrinking. And if they got to flip it around. These are businesses at the end of the day, and what they're doing, like, it's just not working. Like, they're going to have to
delaying a game for 3-6 months is, in the long run, can be more beneficial than releasing that broken product. Even if they then spend the next 6 months fixing it, putting all this extra time in it, it's just, you can't change that perception of you've just made a broken game. Sorry.
Overwatch, they had to take out content they promised. They didn't even do it. They lied to everybody, and they destroyed Overwatch 1. They made it like, oy. And then what Blizzard did with the Frozen Throne Reforged, I don't know if you remember that whole debacle. They like made it like destroyed the old servers, so people who liked the original game couldn't play it anymore, and they had to upgrade to the new one. I'm like, you're ruining the fun of your own fans. It's just like, I don't get you guys.
I think it comes down to the fans as well. Like today, if a game company announces the game's being delayed, it gets a completely different reaction to 8 years ago. There would have been backlash 8 years ago if a company delayed a game, but today the comments are all sweet. Release it fixed,
Good.
please.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What we want, you know. I'll be the first. I jump in and say that's great because that's a good thing. But like it was a problem back in the day where people, you know, if they were delaying a game, then people would jump on their throats and get behind it. But yeah, it got behind the whole we can release day one patches and then we can release patches down the line and we can just fix it with the season pass. It just got to that point where it needed a backlash. It needed like a Cyberpunk to really like make a company lose money and actually be like, hang on, even if we do fix it, we've still lost money on this and it doesn't work. Let's just do things by the book, do it right. Release a game like it's got no day one patch. Release a game working from day one.
They don't even put all the features in games sometimes. They'll be like, they'll release a game and they'll be like, online multiplayer, we'll get that in a few months, folks. What? Are you joking? Like, get out of here, bro. Like, it's laughable.
It's like so many, even like modern shooters, they'll release a shooter and there'll be no rank mode for like 6 months. It'll just be like some basic leaderboard that changes in beta mode to early access mode to blah, blah, blah. And it'll be like 2 years down the line before they've actually worked out what they're going to do with the game, how they're going to like make it competitive, how they're going to like, oh, we'll incorporate an esports scene into this. Yeah, well, 90% of the player base stopped playing it after 1 month. So like, what's the point?
This was a real thing. Do you remember when RE5 had the DLC on the disc? You had to pay to unlock it. Yeah, I do. I do. And I honestly, like, I think that's exactly what just happened with this new Separate Ways DLC they released for RE4. Not that it was on the disc, but you know that was done. You know that was ready to go the same day the rest of the game was, and they just decided to hold it off. They sell it separately, and then what they're going to do is they'll sell the deluxe edition so that people like me will have to buy it again to get it on the disc. It's to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude.
How much of a joke does Resident Evil 4 DLC sound? It's a game that came out in the early 2000s. How the fuck do you have DLC for it? If you've got new content, release it with the new content. What the fuck?
Talk about nickel and diamond, people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been done for, like you said, like a decade.
Hey guys, we got this new Pac-Man game coming out, and we're releasing DLC with it. Like,
you can get new ghosts.
Yeah, you can pay $10 to get different skins for your ghosts. And if you want for $25, you can actually make Pac-Man go faster, so the game's easier.
If you want to actually play the high score, then you need to.
And don't worry, if you pay $25 and you can go faster, same high scoreboard as everybody else. But it's not pay to win, guys. You don't have to buy it.
New Counter-Strike game dropped. Have you guys touched it yet?
No.
Nope.
I'm definitely going to give it a go, but like I'm tied up with Starfield at the moment. So
I'm gonna do Dead Space. I need to go back and finish Evil Within. I was like halfway through that and I stopped. And then I really want to play the Destroy All Humans games remakes. I just talking about those. Those look so fun, dude. I keep meaning to. Yeah, they look so fun. So I figured I'm gonna play those.
I played the PS3 one. That was great fun. So much fun. Just so much fun, those games.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like, this is my plan. And then what I do is not that. I'm like, and then I get something in the mail and I go, ooh, when I play that.
So, I'm on your team, Joe. I'm exactly the same.
I like, oh yeah, definitely undermine next, and then this, and then that, and then that. And then I'm like, ooh, look at this. Shiny.
I'm trying to get better and finish games. I'm still like looking at Red Dead Redemption, like, I need to finish you.
You should. You should.
I will, but yeah, I'm jumping into new games, and when it's RPGs, I like to like finish them before I jump into another one.
You can kind of So with RPGs in particular, if I take a break and come back, I'm just lost. Like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what gear I'm looking. I don't remember how the spells work. I literally, because like my brain just, if I don't keep it fresh and keep it going, like it's just gone, which is frustrating too. Because people are like, have you played this? I'm like, yes. They're like, do you remember it? I'm like, no.
Nope.
I remember nothing. I've played it twice. I don't know. I've played like Brave Friends of Musashi like 3 times, and if you ask me to explain one story, I'm like, I don't remember. I remember just like dudes stuck in
look at the artwork and try and be like,
and you're supposed to get them out, and you hit stuff with a sword. I don't know. I don't remember. But I've also not been like I'm notorious one of those people who skips through the cutscenes and skips through stories and shit. I wish I said I wasn't, but I am. I'm like, come on, today, Junior. I want to shoot stuff in the face. I don't want to watch movies.
When you're like, you finished the game in 100 hours, but I finished it in 20 hours, and it's just like all cutscenes.
Correct.
I finished Metal Gear Solid 4 in 20 hours.
Dude, isn't there like a 2-hour cutscene in that movie or something?
Yeah, so there's a cutscene in that movie that if you've got default PS3 settings, it'll put your PS3 into rest mode.
So, I mean, that is a thing, I suppose, if I was in the mood for that. And I mean, and there are, so here's the other thing that's strange is like, I just played through Road 96. I don't know if you guys have played that game.
I've heard good things about it.
It's just story. So I do like story games, but like I have to be in the mood for that and I have to be going into it for that.
Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. So if I'm playing Devil May Cry, I want to shoot stuff and try and hit some people in the face. That's my main goal. I want to have action-packed fun, and the story's cool, and I'll watch it or whatever. But I don't want an hour cutscene. That's not what I'm there for. But if you tell me this is like Until Dawn or something, where it's just like a movie experience, and you're just like making sure, I love that. I'll watch the whole story. I mean, I am into it at that point. If that is the point of the game, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Telltale game, for example.
Exactly. I like those games. But if you insert a Telltale game into my Ghosts and Goblins game, I'd be like, get this shit out of here. I want to jump on and shoot. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm here for today.
Yeah. So I like Dark Souls games because it's like there's no story. But if you do want the story, you can go on YouTube and work out the story yourself. You can just study the item descriptions and work the story out yourself because it's there. But
it is
you
there.
don't get to play the game.
So that's another really awesome thing about that game, I think, is that game is completely like, talk about we're not going to hold your hand. They're like hold your hand. Like, oh, you want to know this? You want to know the story? Fine, read all these napkins we leave all over the game. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, put it together yourself. Figure out the lore. You want to? Oh, by the way, it's half of it's in Elvish. You'll have to figure out how to read Elvish.
What I love about it, Joe, is if you go on YouTube, there's plenty of different stories of Dark Souls, and none of them are right or wrong because the developers have never confirmed or denied anything that's out there. It's all what fans have made up and what the stories that fans have made. And there's like some creators out there like Video Vardy that his imagination is just insane, and the stories that he could write books with the stories that he's made up from Dark Souls.
That's awesome. I like that. So that's if you can get your audience to engage with your artwork that way, that's fantastic. So it's like, you know, it can go wrong though, because it's like when storytellers are like, we'll leave the ending open to interpretation so that you can kind of decide for yourself. Shit like that drives me crazy. I'm like, no. Just either kill him or let her kill. No. Like, I don't mind making some connections and maybe filling in some backstory and, you know, coming up with reasons why stuff makes sense, but like I want an ending, goddammit. You understand me, Sopranos? You understand me, Lost? You understand me, you bastards?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Talking to Jad, the author, not the show. I don't want their interpretation of it. I want his ending.
Well, that's the thing.
J.R.R. Martin's ending. George R.R. Martin.
Supposedly he's been writing the like 2 books at the same time, and that's why it's been taking him so long, and he's gonna release one soon or whatever. Who knows?
He's also like 78.
I started reading Game of Thrones when there was only 2 books. Like I actually read those as they came out, and I've been obsessed forever, and I don't care anymore. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've read them all, and I probably wouldn't read them if it came out. I'd have to start.
I just don't care. Well, you get mad after a while. You literally you're like, dude, like the moment's gone. It's perfect example. Like, how many of these revived franchises are they coming out with? And you're like, yeah, dude, 10 years too late, man. Like, you know how much I would have loved to see a new Bill and Ted's in like 1999 or 2002, you dumbasses. You know what I mean? I would have. Yeah. I don't want to see them when they're in their 50s and their kids are freaking there. Like, this is sad, dude. This is sad. It's sad. The new Indiana Jones, it's just sad. Nobody wants that anymore. Would we have loved more great Indiana Jones films in the 90s and the 2000s? Yes, we would have. Yes, we would have. But you guys have waited. You've waited way too long. And
new Rocky movies, watching like an old man box. Like, we don't want this.
The new Rambos, even the new Rambos, they were like, okay, those are okay. But again, I just can we just let it die or whatever? Like, it's not the same. And it's you can't capture that moment in time again. You're not going to be able to. It's just you can't. I don't know. But they'll try. You know, the new Star Wars was the worst. Ugh. Gosh, I can't stand any of it.
I think I've watched 8 of them.
The originals.
Star Wars has got 6 movies.
The originals I watched 1,000 million times when I was a kid, just like everybody else. Absolutely obsessed. The prequels, they were all right. I didn't hate them as much as other people did, but they were. I mean, just to be real, they were like meh.
They made sense because 4, 5, and 6 was out, so it made sense releasing 1, 2, and 3 one day. You know.
And now they look like Shakespeare. Now they look like masterpieces. Now I think they're fantastic compared to what we got. But yeah,
I heard the Clone Wars was good, but I didn't jump into the TV show because
I heard the Clone Wars was decent. And some of the games are really good too, and the books are really good. But like
some of them are really bad.
The new stuff, I saw all the films one time in the theater. And that was it. Never watched any of them again. No desire to rewatch them. Nothing. No Disney Star Wars. Nothing. No desire. Like it literally has no special feeling to me at all, which is so sad. Because
I used to watch those movies once a year religiously, man. Like Star Wars, and like the whole family would sit down and watch them. It wasn't just like it was a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars movies on, like cancel plans for 3 hours.
Yeah, and now it's like they're like CW shows with better production. That's what you're getting. Yeah. It's just so. It's not even.
Maybe it's us.
No, it's not, dude. It's not. So I actually went to school for like English, believe it or not, in creative writing, and there are formulas you're supposed to follow to write satisfying stories, and they know this. They know how to do it. It's like literally like knowing how to correctly build an engine or not knowing how to correct. They know how to correctly do it, and they refuse to. They don't want to. They're saying, no, I'm better than that. I'm going to show you. I know better than everyone else. This is what they want. This is what everybody really likes. I know what the people really want. And they produce a steaming turd, and everyone goes, thanks. Why didn't you just do what works?
Yeah.
Like the actual basic Star Wars story, you can look it up. It's this thing called the monomyth. It's monomyth. It's this story structure that has been used since like BC times. It's like the same structure for the Messiah tales they use for like talking about Jesus and stuff. Like these stories go back a wicked long time ago. And if you read what the monomyth is and you look at how Star Wars is, you go, oh, this is what that is. And it's and what's amazing to me, and this is I go on for this forever, is what was the first one? The New Hope. What was the new one called? The first one. Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Basically, they just retold the first movie, and it still sucked. They couldn't even do it. It still sucked.
You're not wrong. Like literally, you're not wrong. That's what they did.
The same thing, and it was except they did my boy Han Solo like dirty. That's it. Which dude?
Kylo Ren is Darth Maul.
It's just the whole thing is just garbage. Anyway,
on that note, we'll call that one a show, guys.
Yeah, if you guys want, I'm starting another podcast about Star Wars. I'm going to complain about. I know there's a million of them, but we need one more. So. Anyway, thanks guys. That was a really fun show. Take it easy, everybody.
I see it.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk again when we got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance.